Guys, what's going on? Dr. Frank here, founder of Addiction Mindset Recovery Coaching Programs. And in today's brief video, I want to take some time and talk about what addiction you should quit first, or if you should quit all of your addictions if you're struggling with nicotine, THC, pornography, and energy drink addiction. Which one do you quit first? How are you going to feel? What's the best approach? Here at Addiction Mindset Recovery Coaching, we help people quit nicotine, THC, energy drinks, and pornography. So be sure to subscribe if you like today's video. Now, for those of you that have been following me for a little bit, you know that I struggled with each of those addictions: nicotine, THC, energy drinks, and adult media content. So the question becomes, how did I quit, and what did I quit first, and what should you do? Here's the reality. No cookie cutter approach is going to work for everyone. Everyone is a little different, okay? My first opinion, if you're addicted to nicotine, THC, energy drinks, and porn, I think you should quit THC first if you are addicted to black market products, if you are consuming a crap ton of THC throughout the day, and if you are facing health consequences such as Cannabinoid Hyperemesis Syndrome, psychosis, depersonalization, if you can't get a clear thought. Now, I say quitting THC first because I think in order to quit those other things, you are going to need a significant amount of mental clarity. And if you are deep into a THC addiction, you are not going to have that. So, especially if you're on the black market products, then we're running serious health risks and serious other risks. So with our clients, if they have all those addictions, we usually work on the THC first. And I'll tell you, 9 times out of 10, that's why people are calling. They'll say, yes, I'm addicted to porn. Yes, I'm addicted to nicotine. Yes, energy drinks are a problem, but I'm most concerned about THC because that is what is causing the most amount of damage in my life right now. Okay, I'm going to flip that script around. Now, maybe you're addicted to THC, nicotine, and porn, but maybe you're watching porn for 2 to 3 hours a day. Maybe you're watching porn 2 to 3 times a day. Maybe porn has damaged your marriage, your relationships, your social skills, terrible depression, terrible social anxiety. Maybe you only smoke weed from a dispensary once a night. You still want to quit. It's still a problem, but not as big of a problem for you as pornography is. Well, for this individual, quitting porn first might be the answer. Maybe you're addicted to cigarettes. Maybe you're addicted to vaping, and you're facing serious breathing problems, and you're at a serious risk because you cannot put this thing down. You have to hit your vape every minute, every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes. And this thing is really running your life, and you have no self-control because of it. Maybe this person should be quitting nicotine first. Now, more often than not, what I see is people first quit weed, which I think is a great idea. Weed is going to be, assuming we're not talking black market products, the least addictive, in my professional opinion, than nicotine and porn. And I think most research would agree with me on that. So weed is going to be the easiest one to quit for most people. They might struggle, they might get some withdrawals, but I think it's the easiest one for most. And that's important because I think you should start with one, whatever's ruining your life the most, but two, something that you think you're going to have the most success with. Because if you have success, you're going to build up your confidence. And if you build up your confidence, it's going to give you some momentum going into quitting those other 2 addictions. So for me, although I quit all of those things pretty close together, let's say within like a 2 to 3 week time span, I can tell you that I quit weed first, then I really worked hard on porn. Energy drinks I quit with weed. I actually quit those together. I take that back. I quit energy drinks about a week before I quit weed. Then I quit weed. Then I started to work on quitting the porn. I quit nicotine. Porn kind of lingered for a little bit, and then eventually that went away. But unfortunately, it had its moments where it would reappear. And I don't mean like addiction, just where, it's like, damn, I slipped up. Okay, So that was my story in a brief synopsis. I don't know how I got to talking about that. But I find that a lot of people follow my story. Usually it's weed first, then they want to get rid of the porn, then it's okay, let's tackle this nicotine issue. And I think porn usually has the most relapses, and I think nicotine is often the most challenging one to quit. That's just what I've noticed. But again, it depends on the individual and how you want to approach this. Now, there's one thing. I think you could have tremendous amounts of success in quitting all of those at once, and I'll tell you why. Often what will happen is someone will quit smoking weed or they'll quit using nicotine, and you've probably done this before. Let me know in the comments. And you say, okay, I'm going to stop smoking weed. I'm just going to use nicotine. And then you increase your nicotine usage, or I'm going to quit nicotine. I'm just going to smoke weed. And then your weed usage goes out of control. Or I'm not going to vape, but I am going to drink two or three energy drinks today. I'm going to replace energy drinks with my nicotine addiction. Or I'm going to replace my porn addiction with my THC addiction. And then it always winds up that you just wind up doing everything in excess and going down this terrible road of massive relapse. That's what would happen to me. So I eventually understood that I couldn't have one or the other. I had to get rid of all of them. And I did it relatively right after, one after the other, within a week, 2 weeks, maybe it took 3 weeks. But I did it all pretty damn quick. Because if I gave up one, I would overindulge in another one. And I was sick of being stuck in that. I just wanted to be done. I just wanted to wake up and feel happy and enjoy myself without having to have some substance or some type of stimulation going on 24/7. And I think you guys can appreciate that. Just what it feels like to wake up and feel good without a drug is like a feeling that I forgot existed for a long time, and it's an unbelievable feeling. I know if you're in active addiction right now, you're thinking, how could I ever live without this drug? And my question to you is, how are you living with this? I know you're struggling. I know it's hard. You can't deny that. So now here's my only caveat though. If you quit all of those things relatively quickly, I want you to have a plan in place, because you're going to have a pretty big drop in dopamine and serotonin and motivation and ambition. And you're going to be going through withdrawals from porn, withdrawals from nicotine, withdrawals from THC, maybe withdrawals from gaming or social media, maybe withdrawals from binge drinking. You are going to experience 4 or 5 different sets of withdrawals. And that's why I do this, guys. I don't think anyone appreciates the amount of damage that the combination of these things does to a person's brain, especially someone like when I was at the age of 17 consuming a lot of this stuff up till the age of 29. I don't think we appreciate how much damage this combination of addictions does. We will one day. That's the goal of this platform, is to educate and help people with this triad of addiction, the quad, as I call it: nicotine, weed, pornography, energy drinks, the quad. What are you on? Are you on the triad of addiction, nicotine, weed, and porn, nicotine, weed, and energy drinks, or are you on the quad? Maybe you're on the quintuplet. Maybe that's binge drinking too and gaming. I don't know. The sextuplet. I don't know. We'll see what this turns into. Here's my point though. If you're going to quit all those things at once, you have to have a plan in place. So I got into exercise. I got into the sauna. I had books on mindfulness. I had someone that I was working with. I had a business coach. I had a therapist, a psychologist that I would use talk therapy with. I had a business coach that I would talk with. I had the support of friends. I had the support of family. I had a plan in place because I knew that I was giving up massive parts of my lifestyle that I had been used to doing every day for years. Nicotine, weed, adult media content, and energy drinks. I knew I was going to have a little bit of a rough patch in the beginning. And I needed people and I needed things in place to make sure that I was doing okay. On the flip side, I also knew that eventually life was going to get better, that I was going to start to make dopamine again from high quality, good quality sources. But if you're quitting all those things at once, I guess my point is have a plan in place and just be ready to face some adverse reactions. And if you need help making a plan, watch my other videos or call me and work with me one-on-one, work with my offices, and we'll help you get a plan for that. And that's really it, guys. I hope that video made sense. So I think the answer is, if I didn't quit all of those things at once, I would just wind up overindulging in another one. So I had to quit all at once. I'm not saying that's the route for everyone. I think you should tackle your biggest problem first, which for many people who call my offices is weed. And I think weed also happens to be the easiest one to quit. So there you go. I hope this video gave you something to think about in a nutshell. And now you're going to follow me hopefully into the next video where I talk about why I quit all of those specific things. It's a very interesting video. I'll see you guys there.